Hey YouTube, we're in the process of replacing the seals on all the windows, and so I've already done these two on each side, this one and the other on each side. I put in brand new butyl rubber tape, and we have lifted, because I didn't know it was leaking, so this front window here is leaking, so I've lifted the cab, and it weighs several hundred pounds, so I put it on 4 paint cans and to act as rollers. And so we lifted it up, put it on the cans, rolled it back about a few inches, and I'm able to pull out that back window. I did that, and we can look on here and you can see how the old rubber tape was not even sticking on the bottom along here. And so right now I'm scraping off the old rubber tape on top here to clean it and get it ready for replacement here. So I will show you as I go along the steps I've taken. This is the removed window, and I've taken a car gasket scraper and scraped the old rubber seal from the flange. The old rubber seal, the material was probably about a 1/2 inch wide and pretty thin. It feels almost like paper. And our new tape is 3/4 inch butyl rubber. It's very tacky. And so we'll put in a layer around this all the way around. And we will also put a layer on the inside frame as well. So it'll be double sealed inside and outside. I got the window out like I showed you earlier, but now I've got another issue. The actual pane, as you can see here, is not stuck to the frame at the bottom. And so I've been using these plastic interior pry bars, and these are really good for not scratching the fiberglass or the metal or the glass. And they've been very good about wedging the glass out of the frame. However, the glass is very, very stuck up here at the top. And so I don't really want to shatter this glass. So I'm going to pull it apart as far as I can without breaking it. And I bought some, this is probably not the right stuff or the best stuff, but I bought some Alex Fast Dry caulk with latex caulk with silicone. It's supposed to be able to set up, dry up in about 20 to 30 minutes. I've got this evening about 2 or 3 hours of daylight left, and I've got to get this window put back in and get that camper shell bolted back down before it gets dark. So I'm going to clean the glass and the frame with rubbing alcohol, and then apply a thin bead of this and let it set up for about 30 minutes before I start working on getting the window put back in. So I put the caulk in, put the rubber trim piece back in all the way around here, and let the window set up for about 30 minutes. And you can see that the caulk, of course, is white. They didn't have the fast drying caulk in clear. And so what I'm going to do is flip it over, and the white caulk is on the other side of the glass, and I'm going to use a razor blade and trim the caulk off and clean this mess up. Alright, I put the razor blade on it and scraped it, cleaned it, wiped it with some alcohol, and as you can see, it still leaves a little white bead right on the corner, right on the edge, and that'll be on the interior. And then this is what it will look like from the outside. And honestly, the white little bead is very, very, very minimally noticeable. All right. So, and this is going to be, of course, the window behind the cab. So this thing is ready to install. Now you can see that I wiped this lip off with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I've installed the butyl rubber. It's very tacky, and I've tried to install it. Mine's 3/4 inches wide, and I've tried to install it where it's got a little bit on the vertical part here, so that the crease is right here, and it might seal here and on the inside in 2 locations, here and on the inside. So I will also put some butyl rubber on the other part, on this part here, and it'll be a double seal inside and outside. All right, I've also scraped and put out rubbing alcohol along this lip as well, and so you got this seal cleaned, and this seal is ready for the adhesive and ready to go. So all I got to do is get the inside frame, and we put it together, and it should stick. Here you can see that I've got the inside frame, and right here along this edge, along this flange, I put butyl rubber tape. So this is going to be on the inside of the window, and the other part of the window is staged and ready to put on. So I've taken my 1/4-inch drill drive and tightened these screws up in the frame to screw into the outer frame, and it squeezes and sandwiches this frame over the fiberglass. And so you can see the black tape on the inside, and I'll trim that. All right, and so hopefully it's got a weather-tight seal. And now we're going to go look at the outside. And you can see the outside, a little bit of the rubber sticks out, and that can be trimmed right here with a razor knife. Sorry, right there with a razor knife. You can see a little mismatch from where the old trim was to where the new trim was. But again, all this is going to be in between. It's going to be up close to the cab, so it won't be that noticeable. And I ran some water on it, and not seeing any wet spots on the inside of the window or underneath the window down here. It did drip down here, but that's just overspray. And so now it's time to drop this cap down